Gentlemen, welcome to the 4 ways to easily lose body fat and keep it off for life presentation. And this is for the gents that are 40 or over with real responsibilities in life, real things going on in their life. You're busy with work, you're busy making money, you're looking after your family, your wife, your kids, whatever. You've got a busy personal life, community, people around you, and in a nutshell, you've got a lot of shit going on. If that is you, listen up. Next 10, 15 minutes is going to make a big difference. And yeah, here's me. My name's Gav Gillibrand. If you don't already know me, been in the fitness industry, health and fitness industry for over 31 years. I'm showing my age now, coming up to 52 as I record this presentation. And that is me and my wife, Alex, and the two younger kids, 8 and 5 years old. And I've got an older daughter who's 21. But I sit behind the desk most of the days, although I look after my health. I'm online fitness coach, working with clients all over the world. So I'm stationary. So I know what you're going through. If you think that you're not getting much movement in, I'm in the trenches. And I'll be honest, I'm in the best shape of my life at 51 years old. Okay. So I'm an expert in what we're going to talk about. So here's the first thing we want to look at, chaps. The first notion of stop trying to lose weight. Okay. So what do I mean by that? Stop trying to lose weight. When you say to yourself, don't eat the donut, or I shouldn't drink that beer, or I shouldn't eat unhealthy, I shouldn't sit on the couch. These words are very, very powerful. Okay. But they're not empowering. They're not helping you move in the right direction. This is what they're doing. You're actually focusing on what not to do. Okay. So I want you to really reframe this, have a mindset shift. You're focusing on what not to do rather than what you should be doing. Here's what we want to change. We want to, instead of removing the bad habits, we're going to replace those bad habits with good ones. And this is going to be physical habits, and it's also going to be mental habits, the way you talk to yourself. Okay. So weight loss, I always talk about this to everyone. The skill set or the mechanics of losing weight is 5% of the puzzle. The 95% of the puzzle, the bit that most people struggle with, is the psychology or the mindset. And it comes down to often changing your language. A change in language will equal a change in your identity. Okay, so we want to change, try not to do something to I easily go to the gym and train. Complete reframe. I'm a healthy person, not I'm trying to lose weight. Simple changes, but they can be huge in the weight loss puzzle. Remember what I said, 5% is the mechanics. The mechanics is controlling your calories, making sure you're in a deficit and moving your body. That effectively is weight loss. But why do people struggle? Because the 95%, the psychology of this is fucking hard. Now just do this little experiment. Close your eyes for 5 seconds. And whatever you do, do not think of a white polar bear. Boom. There he is. Is it he? Is it a she? I can't tell from here. Okay. It's exactly the same. Whatever you think about, whatever you focus on will grow, both positive and negative. So we need to change your language. If you change your language, it's going to change your actions. When you change your actions, you're going to change your habits and it will change your identity. Okay. Number two, long-term habits over short-term extremes. Anyone can white knuckle a diet and training plan and lose weight in 12 weeks. But I'm more interested in helping people keep the weight off over 12 months and effectively 12 years. So we need to build long-term habits rather than short-term extremes. And simple is the king. Weight loss or fat loss comes down to doing simple things with consistency for an extended period of time. Drinking plenty of water, sleeping right, reducing stress, calorie deficit. Without that, nothing works. Resistance training and low intensity movement consistently. Ultimately, there's so much noise in the fitness industry at the moment, so much fuckery, so much bullshit. We want to ignore the vast majority of what's going on there and focus on those simple things. Now, it's not always easy, but it is very, very simple once we get rid of all the stuff we don't need. So drinking water, controlling your sleep, reducing stress, Calorie deficit, make sure you're burning a little bit more than you're taking in. Resistant training to build muscle and strength. And low intensity movement, which means increasing your step count, not high intensity cardio. We want to set long-term goals, because guess what happens when we set long-term goals? We get long-term results. All right, number 3, we're keeping it fast. We're keeping the pace moving, guys. You need to have a strong why. You need to have a strong why. You might have heard of the book by Simon Sinek. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. It all starts with why. A why is the thing that's going to get you out of bed. I want to lose a couple of pounds for the summer. That's not a why. That's a whim. You need to have a fucking strong reason why this is going to make a huge difference to your life. Okay. 80% of health transformation is mindset. Maybe even a little bit more than that, the psychology. But the mindset is the key here. When it gets hard, remember why you started. So the number on the scale is not the goal. So you want to lose 10 kilos, 15 kilos, 20 kilos, or 30, 40, 50 pounds, whatever metric value you use. The number on the scale is not the goal. Okay, we want to see the scales move south, but it's not the goal. It's what that number will give you. Think about that. Respect from your peers, living longer, enjoying life again, some energy, set an example for your kids, being attractive, having more sex, feeling good in clothes. There's a million variations. And I want you to think about what your why is. Why do you actually want to lose weight? Because having a strong why is the key to long-term change. And when you've got something passionate that you're focused on, you've got a strong why, you're going to get the results. They're going to come faster, they're going to come quicker, and then they're going to stay. There's going to be some real sustainability because you're working towards something bigger than just a number on the scale. Whatever your reason is. By not taking action, that's what you're missing out on. Okay, so by not moving, getting this job sorted, fixed, corrected, get the job done, take it back a slide, that's where you're missing out. And think about the reasons on your why. All right, number 4, let's think about the cost of not taking action, not prioritizing your health. And maybe many of you are in this position right now. I've listed a couple of popular ones I hear with most of my clients. Feeling drained every day. Again, links back to that, having no energy. Relationship strain, divorce. Your wife or partner did not sign up for the version of you right now. And let me tell you this, guys. There's not one fucking woman on the planet that likes a dad bod. She is just settled. Do not buy into that bullshit. Women do not like dad bods. They just don't. They say they do to make you feel better. Health issues, not seeing the grandkids grow old. It's a big one. If you're in your 40s, you've probably got kids. You might even, if you're coming into your 50s or 60s, you're going to have grandkids. If you want to see those grandkids get married, have kids, you need to be alive. And missed experiences with the kids. You don't want to be the 45-year-old fat dad on the sofa. The son comes up and said, Dad, can we go and play football? And you make some bullshit excuse as you sink your 4th beer watching the football. Don't be that guy. Okay, don't be that fucking guy. And remember, links back to the number. The scale weight is vanity. It's bullshit. The number means nothing. The mirror is sanity, which means how you look is way more important than the number on the scale, and health is king. Let's think about this over long term. Let's look at some longevity, guys. All right. The things we can do in 12 weeks are going to help you short term, but the skills you're going to learn are going to help you live for a long time. Scale is just a number. The key is to focus on how you look and how you feel, because it doesn't matter what that number is. It's how you show up. Have you got energy? Are you sleeping well? Are you focused at work? Is your mindset? Are you not losing your shit, snapping at the wife, losing the plot with the kids, scrolling on your phone in their presence? It's how you look and feel. Here's what we don't want to do. Do not do these ineffective methods. They don't work. You go on some fat loss camp or boot camp. It's bullshit. They starve you for 7 days. You come back 20 pounds lighter. You've learned nothing. You put the weight straight back on again. It's not real life. Do not do that. Don't starve yourself. Guess what? You'll lose weight, a ton of weight if you starve yourself, but you're going to put it all back on again. Don't do this on your own. The skill set to fat loss is very, very simple. The mindset is extremely hard. You need support and accountability. Doing it on your own is a method, is usually results in failure. To say you can't do it, but you don't need to do it on your own. Willpower, like I said, there's no point white knuckling this. You know, willpower will always eventually fade. It's fleeting, short term. And motivation gets you started, but discipline and long-term habits are going to get you to the finish line. You're going to be running full force in the wrong direction. Imagine that, putting all your time and effort into the wrong direction. Complete waste of time. Here's what we want to do instead. Focus on these. Number one, coaching. Okay. Coaching, and I'm talking to myself here, can time collapse a decade of struggle, heartache, poor results, banging your head against a brick wall, and it can collapse it into 3 months. I've worked with clients that have been struggling with their weight for a decade or two, and they've worked with me for 12 weeks, and it's changed their whole life. Okay. So do not underestimate the power of proper coaching. Accountability. You need to be held accountable to yourself, by others, and your coach will hold you accountable. And community is the key. Why do this on your own when you can be around like-minded people, all trying to become better and achieve the same result? And above all, it's got to be easy and it's got to be fun. If it's hard and it's not fun, you're going to quit. And you have to have some skin in the game, which means, chaps, it means investing in your own health. Looking after your health is not an expense, it's an investment. And it should be one of the biggest ones in your life. Let's have a quick recap. There's the second best football player in the world, behind Maradona. I'm joking. He's number one, isn't he? But it depends on how old you are. If you're my age at 51, you've got a sweet spot for Maradona. If you're in your 20s or 30s, you definitely think he's the number one. Or maybe you're a Ronaldo fan. The point is, the best player in the world as a coach, and he's got accountability. He hasn't done this on his own. He's had that natural skill and talent. But what's taken him to number one is a coach. And he's constantly learning rather. Okay. You don't stay at the top without continually trying to better yourself. Here's a big one. You become the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Oh, classic philosopher in the 80s, Jim Rohn, who actually taught Tony Robbins. Some of you won't have heard of Jim Rohn, but most of you have heard of Tony Robbins. You're some of the people you hang around with, which means if you hang around with people that are in shape, go to the gym, take care of their health, look after their diet, guess what? Some of the habits are going to rub off on you. The flip side is also true. You hang around with a bunch of fat guys that love the pub, eat all the time, and don't go to the gym, guess what? You might be the best one in that group, but they're going to pull you down to their level, because that's how life works. Be very careful of your peer group. I'm not saying get rid of all your fat friends that don't go to the gym. That's what I'm saying. But you need to limit the time and spend time with the people who have the result that you want. So choose wisely. Making it easy and fun is better than difficult and boring. Final slide, guys. When you pay attention. And this takes me back to having some skin in the game. Don't do this on your own. Get some support, get some accountability, and finally put some skin in the game. Invest in your own health. I promise you, it will be the best thing you ever did. All the best.